guys, Justin on Cars here and welcome back to another video. Today we've got the ISUZU 1.9 Ddi X-Rider and this is the four-wheel drive version, guys. So what an absolute beauty. I'm actually very excited to show you guys what this vehicle is all about. Just excuse the wind and all the noise. We are here in Langebaan and it's quite windy today. Let's be honest, but what a beautiful place it is. What a beautiful place. Before we get into this video, guys, remember to like, subscribe and to share with your friends, guys, and also hit that notification bell for notifications on more uploads on these beautiful machines. And guys, thank you for all your subscriptions. Because of you guys, we are getting the opportunity to actually review these type of vehicles, and thank you ISUZU South Africa for basically sponsoring this video. I mean, giving me the car to actually do a video for ISUZU. Have a look at this. One of the most beautiful Bakkies I've ever seen. We'll get to the back. That's a little bit something I need to speak about, but this front is absolutely beautiful. And what I like about the ISUZU is it's a Bakkie, guys. You can see there's no low overhang here in front. Everything is up high because you need that ride height if you're going to take this car or this vehicle off-road or actually just use it as a workhorse. You need that extra bit of space. But look at how beautiful this is. And also this white. Yes, I hope you guys can hear me. This wind is hectic. This white is called the splash white. You get 4 different colors and this is the splash white. They actually have 4 different funky colors. It's a funky name, but at the end of the day it's still white, eh? So let's have a look at the front. You get LED headlights with these daytime driving lights, the LED fog lights, obviously also headlights, but I love the design of the front, the big front grille, the red ISUZU over there, and also this is the X-Rider, so that's why you get the red inserts every now and then. Also raised body, you can see these 18-inch wheels. That's a standard with this all-terrain tire. Yes, they are a bit noisy on the road, but with the 6 speakers all around this vehicle, who actually even cares about that? I mean, you just put the music loud, you don't even hear the road noise. Here you can also see X-Rider, so you can see X-Rider everywhere you go, just to obviously make sure that you know what you are driving. But I love the shape of this vehicle. It really looks awesome. This is proper Bakkie. When I went to this car the first morning I got the car, well, I got it in the afternoon. The next morning I was standing next to the Bakkie loading all my stuff in, and it felt like I was going on holiday. Let's be honest about that. You can see the suspension is quite high over here in the front as well, so your ride height is very high. At the back, that's where I'm saying at night this actually looks pretty cool, the LED lights over here, but I feel like it's a little bit too big. But you can see it is proper ISUZU at the end of the day. 4x4, don't miss that. You get 3 different derivatives. So you get the 4x2, you get the 4x4, and obviously manual or automatic, 6-speed automatic, but we'll get to the engine just now. Obviously here as well, X-Rider. Standard is your rear view seat and a reverse camera. There you can see that over there. I actually haven't looked at the back here. Oh wow, there's quite a bit of space. I know you get 4 hooks. So here's a hook over here. You get 4 hooks in total, and you get this cover, and I love the weave of the cover. Guys, just excuse the car is a bit dusty. I mean, I've had the car for about a week now. That is like heavy. Everything is very robust. So this really reminds me of a Bakkie. I don't know, I just love the look of it. Love the bull bar or the roll cage, roll bar, whatever you want to call it. I love that. Really looks stunning. The black door handles, and it's very spacious. We'll get into the inside just now. It is very spacious, and because it's raised up high, you really have to use your handles to actually get into the Bakkie. Otherwise it's kind of difficult, guys, but it's very minimalistic. Here's your key. You pay about 760,000 Rand for this ISUZU, and here's your key. There's no comfort entry or anything like that. It's just a central locking. You get in, no keyless entry. Just unlock, open the door, put the key in and go. I haven't seen this in quite a while, especially over the 500,000 Rand mark. But in any case, like I say, this is more of a minimalistic Bakkie. So for the price range, there's quite a few things you can look at in this price range, but for brand new, yeah, I mean, you get your service warranties, everything. So it's a difficult one, guys. For me, this is more of a workhorse. There's a lot of basic things in this Bakkie. Obviously there's aircon and wheel descent, those kind of things, but it's very, very basic. It's a jump in and go kind of vehicle. We'll get into the tech on the inside just now. There's not a lot of tech. It's just a jump in and go and enjoy off-road or farm work or anything like that. But let's get inside the vehicle. Let's show you the space, and then we'll get to the engine, and then we'll take it out for a drive so you can also experience this Bakkie out on the road. Jumping into the back, you see it's very high. Woo. The wind is hectic. That's service for you. That's not the ISUZU, that's the Cape Town winds for you. Actually, it's quite nice that you have these handles all throughout the vehicle because it is quite difficult to get in. First time sitting at the back, oh, this actually feels, I'm not sitting up too high compared to the other Bakkies that I've driven before, but you do still sit a bit up higher compared to your driver in front here. But there's a lot of leg room. Look at this leg room. I mean, this is my driving position. A lot of headroom. There's some, not a lot here at the back, but at least you can put your windows down. Only auto windows in the driver front though. The rest is all auto, I would say electric, but not auto windows. So you can't just one click goes all the way down. You have to keep it in. You get a small USB over here, just a normal USB, some storage compartments over here. I don't know what you want to store there because it's very small compartments. And then a nice map cover over here. Here's a little hook for your groceries or a coat or anything. But you also get the hooks over here on your oh my gosh handle. So there's a hook over there. But these seats are quite nice. They firm, but not too firm, nice and soft. Very sleek. I just love the look and feel of it. Also quite a bit buckier at the back here, so it gives you a nice cover, so when you go around a corner or off-road it does hug you a little bit, but there's a lot of space. It's not too flat. Yeah, it's actually quite comfortable. I think I can do some distance here at the back. Let's open up over here. Let's see. Get two cup holders. Oh, and this is real leather, guys. Let me tell you, when you get into this car, you actually smell the real leather. Really fantastic. ISOFIX is standard, and yeah, that's about it. The back here. I'm not sure if there's any other. Let's see if I pull this. What happens here at the back? Oh, there's some extra storage there for tools, but not really anything too drastic or to talk about. I'm not sure if there's any space at the bottom here. Seems like there's something here. Oh, you can just lift the seat, but let's see. There's something under. Oh yeah, there is a bit of extra storage space. There's a lot of hidden compartments, but there's a lot of storage space in this ISUZU. Let's jump into the front and show you what happens in front. That's where all the magic happens. So you put your foot on here, just grab over here and check how easy that is. You actually kind of feel like a big man when you do that. Okay, yo, it's a solid door close. Sitting inside in front of the ISUZU, really a beautiful place to sit in. It feels comfortable. I love this seat over here. You can see here it's more of a sportier seat, so it also hugs you quite nice, especially when you go around a corner or take a bend when you're driving off-road. But it really feels beautiful. I love this X over here. Like I said, you're going to see the X-Rider everywhere. There's the red inserts in the door handles, red inserts in front here with a massive X over there. Yeah, you know you're driving the X-Rider when you buy the X-Rider. So, like I said, very minimalistic, a lot of headroom, love that, a lot of space here. You can move the steering wheel in and out, up and down, so you can get the perfect steering position. Your seat as well can go up and down, obviously, and then in and out. I think that is about it. There's no real other movements. Yeah, so I can't tilt it, but I can move it up and down, which helps quite a lot. But I think that's about it from the space. Let me show you the tech. There's not a lot. Like I said, it is a very base vehicle, but that's also sometimes a plus. Jump in, let me show you what's happening inside. Here's the key. Still have to pop it in there, and then there you start it up. Oh, it's not that noisy, but I have to say, when I drove it the one night at about 10 o'clock at night, when everything is quiet, you do kind of hear the diesel engine a bit, but it's not that bad actually. It's a very quiet. Oh, let me just quickly switch this off. There we go. It's actually a very quiet diesel engine for a Bakkie or a vehicle like this. Really not too bad at the end of the day. Okay, so minimalistic meaning you get your key, you still have to insert your key. You get cruise control standard, but you get manual aircon, and you get this small screen over here. So yes, they give you this big screen, but they actually give you a small screen. And every time I get into this vehicle, I have to press okay. So a lot of you guys on TikTok said that that's a safety feature or something. I'm not too sure, but I don't know, it doesn't make me feel safe. It just kind of frustrates me a little bit that I have to say okay all the time, and you guys are telling me I can't really change that. Anyway, I think you can get over that at a later stage, but for now, yeah, it's kind of annoying. But you get what you need in the Bakkie. Like I say, cruise control, you get voice activation, aircon, Bluetooth, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. I haven't tried the Apple CarPlay as yet. I mean, it's very basic but kind of difficult to use. I'm not even sure how do I get into Apple CarPlay. Do I have to put it from my phone? I don't know. I'm not sure. But I mean, you just need Bluetooth. As long as you can actually just connect and play your music. There's search Apple CarPlay device. But we are connected, so why can't I search for it? Anyway, Wi-Fi also standard in the vehicle. And with this 4x4, you can see you get your two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, four-wheel drive high, four-wheel drive low, and then also, let me get back to two-wheel drive, and then also your diff lock and your hill descent control. It does have PDC on and off. I'm not too sure why, but you only get PDC at the rear, like I just said. And if I put my car into reverse, oh, that beeping sound is quite crazy. But you can see it's not the best screen, but you see everything that you need to see. It doesn't turn while I'm turning the steering wheel, so I guess I just have to follow the line and make sure that I just stay in that direction, I guess. At least it gives you a guideline. But yeah, one thing about the ISUZU is the fact that it does feel like the technology is a bit older. But like I say, it's not always a bad thing, because remember, you guys always complain, same here, about all the new touchscreens and everything is on a screen and this and that, and all the driver assistances irritate you and the Bakkie shakes and whatever the case may be. With this one, it's literally jump in and go. I don't have to set eco or comfort or sport. I literally, the harder I press the pedal, the faster the car goes. And I think for a lot of people, that's actually still the way to go. A lot of people like the older generation, and this is what this offers you. There's nothing too special about the infotainment of this vehicle. It's just very basic. You just get what you need. And I kind of like that. Storage space, there's storage for everything here, guys. There's storage in here, there's storage here in the middle. This is the other thing that kind of bothers me, is this is hard plastic. So when you're driving long distance, it does tend to like kind of hurt you here on your elbow. But yeah, I mean, if you just tuck it in here quite nicely, you kind of get used to that. Or you just hold your wife's leg and the world is your oyster. Two cup holders here. I don't know who drinks square bottles, but at least you get a square cup holder there. And that's literally about it, guys. USB port over here. One other thing that I saw is the two cubbies. So you get a cubby over here. Quite a nice space. But if that's not enough for you, there's a cubby over here as well. So there's a lot of storage for suites and long distance driving. You can really take your family out for vacation. Don't even need anything in the back. You can store everything inside your vehicle. Oh, and the most important, your sunglass holder. That's one of the most important parts. Guys, let me show you the engine. Let's talk about the engine, and then we get this baby out on the road and then feel what it feels like out there. Okay, let's have a look at the engine. Let's quickly see. This one is the engine over there. Okay, so let's pop the hood. Yo, I just love this view, guys. It's my first time here in Longabard, and it's stunning. We'll get to the beach just now. Let's see, where do we open this beautiful thing here? I don't see any space. I think maybe here. Let's check. There we go. And I guess I have to find this thing here. Just hold on, guys. I've got this. Okay, got it. There we go, got it. So this is the 1.9 Ddi. Just look at that. Yo, it's still beautiful in here, eh? Brand spanking new. So 1.9 liter turbocharged diesel engine, 110 kilowatts and 350 newton meters of torque. I'm only showing you the X-Rider. So they're all the same on the X-Rider specs. So with your X-Rider, the 4x2, the 4x4, automatic, manual, doesn't matter. They all have the same 1.9 liter turbocharged diesel engine. So ISUZU claims about 7.6 liters per 100 kilometers. I'm currently sitting at just above 10, and I got about 9 liters per 100 kilometers while driving long distance. ISUZU also claim that they've done a 5.8 from Midrand all the way to Cape Town. So I definitely think it is possible if you use your cruise control, not driving with aircon, all of that. But you have to press the car quite a bit to actually feel that power to be able to overtake and all of that. So like I said, there's no sport or anything. You have to physically press the more you press the pedal, the quicker the vehicle goes, or the more responsive it is. It feels like there's somewhat like a sport mode after a certain threshold, which is kind of weird. But that means I put my foot down all the time, and I'm not going fast or anything like that. It's just I have to press it quite hard to actually put the power down. But guys, let's get it out on the road and see what this Bakkie is all about out there. Driving the ISUZU 1.9. Yo, that beep 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 goes on all the time. So I've got rear PDC and a reverse camera, well, sort of a reverse cam. So I want to see if I can get out of this parking first before we get out on the road to experience this Bakkie. But let's see how this operates. Okay, there's some cars coming. So in any case, driving the ISUZU 1.9 Ddi, so turbocharged 1.9 diesel engine. So let's see how this works. At least I do have a reverse camera, so that helps a lot. Even though I can't see everything on there, it definitely helps. So for a big Bakkie like this, you only get rear PDC as a standard, no front PDC. So you still have to take a wild guess what's happening in front. I'll say donkey. But this is a proper Bakkie. Like when you sit here, one thing I really do like about this Bakkie, look, I've had it for about a week now, so there's a lot of likes and some dislikes when it comes to driving the Bakkie or the vehicle or the pickup, depends on wherever you are in the world. The seats are super comfortable. Like I love these seats. So they also call it the bucket seat, so you can really feel it, especially on top. It actually hugs you quite well. But it is a Bakkie. This is one of the only Bakkies that I've driven that actually feels like a Bakkie on the road. Like you're actually feeling like you're driving an old school Bakkie. So the suspension setup and everything, you can see that this is a workhorse. Not really, see how bumpy it is. It's not even really big bumps in the road. It's just those grrs, and the car is like jumping all up and down. But it's not like a Ford Ranger that's actually a soft city Bakkie, if that even makes sense. This is really built for off-road capabilities, as well as actually using it, loading things into the back and not having the suspension sunk in or anything like that. You can feel that this Bakkie can handle quite a bit. So yes, it is very robust. When you're driving on the long distance, you can feel a bit of the bumpiness. I think also because this is the raised suspension, so it is a bit higher. You get different tires, the 18-inch wheels, so it does tend to be bumpier. So you can see on the steering wheel, I see or feel everything that's happening on the road. Literally everything tick there. You can see how jumpy the steering wheel is, and you feel it while you're driving. It feels a bit floaty, but as soon as you actually get a grip of it, the Bakkie is very solid. So it's not like it's swerving around or anything. And I know also with ISUZU, they've got trailer stability as well. So once you have a trailer loaded to the back and the Bakkie is fully loaded, at least it has the traction stability control or the trailer stability control to make sure the Bakkie doesn't swerve around if you're driving 120 kilometers an hour or something like that. So while I'm driving, I'm actually looking at the fuel consumption. I've had the Bakkie for about a week now. We've driven 283 kilometers, almost 284 now, and I've got an average of 10.6 liters per 100 kilometers. So a little bit heavier than what they say on paper, which is a combined of 7.6 if I remember correctly. But if I go to my trip B, currently I've driven 66.5 kilometers, 66.6 kilometers, and it's been on a long distance, so 120 average speed, and well, actually it says 85, and I've done 9.4. I mean, the Bakkie doesn't have Eco Pro or Sport mode or normal mode. It's literally switch on and go, and that's something I do like about the Bakkie. It's a very minimalistic Bakkie, so they make sure they spend money on quality of materials, so to make sure that things don't deteriorate over time or over 10 years or so. Everything is very durable, no squeaks and creaks. You can feel that you can drive this Bakkie into a dam and it will still last. Nothing's going to rust, anything like that. There is a lot of plastics, I have to say. There's only like one or two soft touch points on this vehicle, so that is kind of annoying. But again, I think that's where the durability comes in. So if the camera is shaking a little bit, you guys know it is, that's what I mean about the shakiness of the Bakkie. You really feel it. Standard, you get cruise control on the car, hill descent, traction control, all of that, but there's not a lot of extras that you actually get on the Bakkie, or some extras that you get on the X-Rider. I'm not too sure about the KB, the KB Max and all of that. Obviously they've got different engines as well, more power, but for what you get here, 760,000 Rand, the 1.9 litre diesel engine, which is okay while driving. The power, I mean, like I say, the harder you press, the harder it goes. For overtaking, I think it's enough power. It's not more than enough. It's enough, it's okay. But being used to some of the other Bakkies out there for the same sort of price point, you get a little bit more power on that side. This has got the 110 kilowatts, but yeah, I mean, 350 newtons for a 3-ton Bakkie, I'm not too sure. I think if you have a full load on the Bakkie, it's not going to be, it might be a little bit underpowered, if you know what I'm saying. The Bakkie can also tow about 2.1 tons, so a little bit lower than what some of the other Bakkies can do. But I mean, 2.1 tons is still more than enough, but I don't want to know with 110 kilowatts or 350 newtons what the 2.1 ton is going to feel like at the back. I think you're going to shoot up your fuel economy, and also it's going to be a little bit sluggish. But I guess for what you get for the price point, it is more than enough. I mean, you get your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so I haven't used that because it's a little bit difficult. Even though it's so simple to use, it's a little bit difficult to figure out how it works. But we just connect via Bluetooth and yeah, happy-go-lucky. I do feel comfortable, I have to say, I feel comfortable, but it's not the best for the price point. I think for the price point, there's a lot of other options to look at. There's definitely other brands that I would consider having a look at, especially at this price point. Even if you go a little bit second hand, I'm not too even sure. Brand new, I don't know. I'm struggling, I'm struggling. I think if you're just going to use it for a Plaas Bakkie, it's probably worth the price, but we know what we use these vehicles for every day. It's literally mostly driving in town, and then every now and then we go out on excursions. So yeah, I don't know. So I think for me, if you're going to buy this Isuzu, it's most probably going to be more for your off-road or farm Bakkie, if that even makes sense, because there's a lot of other vehicles that I've driven, or other brands, that actually feel a little bit more refined into today's world. So they make them feel more like you're driving a car on the road, and not specifically something higher or something a little bit more bouncier, because this does feel like a Hilux, for instance, back in the older days. It does feel robust, and it does feel a little bit more refined than a KB 250, for instance, but you can feel that this is it's a raw vehicle, so you can actually feel everything on the road. So I would definitely say more for Plaas or farm. Then there's definitely nothing wrong with it, and it's not going to break. These Isuzus last a very, very long time. Just do your maintenance and they will take you very, very far. I mean, you still see those old 30-year-old KBs driving around. They're hanging like this, but they're still moving. So you won't go wrong for a workhorse. If you think about it, everyone, or every Isuzu that you see on the road is most likely a company Bakkie or someone's vehicle that they use to actually use it for work. Whereas with the Ranger, you'll see a posh auntie driving the car, and that's actually just in town. So you see where I'm going with this. And this is more a manly man vehicle. The hydraulic steering, you really do turn a lot with this vehicle. So if we get into a corner, for instance, or at a circle, it feels like I have to really turn this Isuzu. Like I have to do 3 turns to actually go around. But I think it's because of the hydraulic steering. And like I say, this is built for work purposes. So it definitely makes sense to keep the things more robust and make sure everything doesn't, or nothing breaks in the future. You can really buy this and keep it for 20 years, 100%. Even though it's hydraulic steering, it's actually not even that difficult to steer. It's power steering still, but it's not the electronic power steering. So yeah, I guess that's also the part of the vehicle that actually makes it feel more robust, and like you can actually take it off-road and not be scared, and actually feel where the wheels are as soon as you do some off-road driving. But just driving here, yeah, it feels like a, I don't know, old school Bakkie to me. I can't explain it to you guys. You have to actually drive it to feel it for yourself. Compared to the other vehicles out there, you can feel this really feels like I'm driving a manly machine, and I kind of like that, to be honest with you. I like the softer drives of the other Bakkies out there, or the other brands out there. I like the softer drive, especially in town. But this just feels like I really just want to drive on the pavement. I don't want to drive on the road. This really feels like I need to take it off-road or on the sand dunes or whatever the case. Doesn't feel like this is its home. Not like when you drive a Ford Ranger, for instance. That feels like this is home when you're driving on the tar. This will feel at home when you're driving on the dunes, most definitely. It's just the power that's a little bit down, but that's why you go for the bigger spec on the other ISUZU's, the D Max models. There you can also get some more power. But for the X-Rider spec, this is what you get, 110 kilowatts, and it's enough, guys. It really is enough. I'm just scared that when you put the 2.1 tons at the back, what's it going to feel like then? I'm not too sure. I can't really say. But for just driving around here, it feels nice. And the sound system is also very good. I know I'm getting a bit older. Megan actually said she heard a bit of a rattling noise, so some sort of distortion, I guess. I can't hear that. Maybe the pitch is a bit too high for my age. Because the older you get, the harder you pump the music, eh? Because you can't hear anymore. And the younger generation, they can still hear everything very clearly. But from what I hear from my side, it is actually very clear. It's not a bad sound system. And you need that for the road noise you get on the tires. But with these all-terrain tires, the raised suspension, oh guys, it feels, yeah, it's like a drive. It's kind of nice. I just feel like if it wasn't for these beautiful seats, or these comfortable seats, long distance driving would have been a little bit of a nightmare because of the bumpiness of the suspension, because ISUZU obviously cater for a workhorse, so they make sure that when you load something on here, the vehicle stays stable and doesn't sink in or anything like that. So very hard-working machine, and you can feel that when it's empty. You can feel it's a bit jerky, and when you're driving on the road, you can see the steering wheel a little bit. But other than that, I think it's a beautiful machine, but it all depends on what you're going to use it for. If you buy this for your wife to drive around in town, I would most probably go for something else. But if you are driving this Bakkie for work and you need to tow things or whatever the case, go tow a boat for long distance, ISUZU is the brand. I've always been an ISUZU fan. It was always, to me, it was always Toyota, ISUZU, and then the rest after that. But these days I've changed a little bit, but ISUZU is still definitely on the top tier. Tell me, what do you guys think? I mean, you guys with the ISUZUs, let me know, what do you think? What's your comparison? Why did you buy an ISUZU instead of a Toyota Hilux or a Ford Ranger or Amarok for that matter? So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know what you think about the ISUZU 1.9 Ddi X-Rider, the 4x4 version. It is an absolute stunner for me. Yes, it depends on what you're going to use it for at the end of the day, but I actually like the feel of it. I like the feel of feeling like the boss. I feel like I like that old school Bakkie feel to it, that raw Bakkie feel or pickup feel, whatever you want to call it. I actually really do adore it. It feels like I'm going on vacation. Every time I see this ISUZU, it feels like I'm going on vacation. I've had a crush on ISUZU since a very, very long time ago, and let me be honest with you, I don't know, it's a difficult one price-wise, and there's quite a few options out there, but I would definitely consider this depending on what you're going to use it at the end of the day for. So if you have a farm, or you actually have a job where you have to literally carry a lot of heavy things, that's the way to go. So thanks guys, hope you have a lucky day further, stay safe, and watch out for the next video coming up soon. Peace.